everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. There is no question today's game could be defined by the passing game. The Falcons are top 10 in pass yards, going up against the Saints secondary that could be in for a long day.
All right, we appreciate it, Larry. It's our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the New Orleans Saints and the Atlanta Falcons. And what is this? They're lining up here to punt on first down. The punter Bosher on now as he gets this one away. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Saints have taken the early lead. Not a bad way to start it.
And I think that was part of their script because so many teams script their opening possessions. And whether it's just that possession or even deeper into the half, sometimes it's 15 to 30 plays. That had to be one in there, but they call a shot play. Go for the big one, and they got it done.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. And what is going on here? Are they serious? First down, and they're in punt formation. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Fielded just inside the 20. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. They go play action here on first down. And he's got his big tight end over the middle, complete. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Shift together here from the D-line. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And oh, his first carry, he loses the football. And the Falcons say they have it, they do. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs. First time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. You got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on first down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. 2nd down, 9 yards to go.
Heavy. Watch the backfield.
Kessler now off the bootleg. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Darren Lee coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. Let's see here, Charles. He was sacked 6 times last week. Now a first-quarter sack. What's going on in his mind?
Well, he's thinking to himself, 5 offensive linemen. I got sacked 6 times last week. Let's start thinking about keeping extra people in. Tight end stays in. If I have a fullback or the running back, they stay in and help me block. Maybe not as many receivers in a pattern. Anything to try and slow down that pass rush.
Trying to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Von Bell. And nearly a touchdown as they finally stop him down at about the 3-yard line. He had his eyes on the end zone. He got close. At least he set the offense up nicely, but he's probably mad he didn't take that one to pay dirt.
I agree with you, and you know he's going to get teased because he didn't get it all the way into the end zone. But if they don't score now, if they don't get a touchdown, he won't just get teased. They'll be glaring at him. How'd you not score?
They come up in an offset eye. They'll run it with Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Saints add on to their lead. And he atones for his miss the first time around as this one is up and good to extend their lead. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. So out come the Falcons now. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
The Saints with an extra defensive back here on third on the field.
Could they blitz?
Kessler now to throw. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. Good contain. No gain on the screen, and it'll bring up fourth down.
I know you've got a baseball background, right?
A little bit. Started minor league ball.
Yeah, you did some of that, right? What do they do when they do the signals? An indicator, right?
Tells you whether it goes or not, yeah.
Yeah, whether the play's on or not. How about the indicators offensive linemen give when they're getting ready to run a screen pass? And if those get red, well, we just saw that there, didn't we?
No gain.
No gain. Deciphered it and finished the play off.
And he'll be out of bounds right at about the 10-yard line. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Saints will take over with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. They begin on the ground with Kamara. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line.
And when you're trying to set up a counter play, it's what a lot of people call an influence play. You're really hoping those defensive linemen are really agile that day. If they stayed out late the night before the game, they're not moving as fast, it's a lousy call because that means they're just going to sit in the hole that you hope to create just by the movement of your offensive line.
And there they got the ball to the outer third of the field, but tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, things get stacked up in there if they don't move as well as you want them to, and probably just trying to escape and couldn't get away.
He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They get the completed pass, but still have more to go here on third down. Play fake. Here's Dalton. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Ted McKinley in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a fourth down. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And it's fielded at the 34. Terrific return. 30 yards all in all. And the Falcons are set up well to begin their drive as it'll begin in enemy territory already. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They'll run on first down. Green, and he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32. But you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit, and find our way back into this game.
And the hit jarred loose. It's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That'll allow him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5.
Here we go.
Out of the gun, Kessler. Escaping the pressure right. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on 3rd down to bring up 4th. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. A little bit of a lower trajectory there on the deep kick, and it worked.
Had to do it because he had to drive it out low because of the length of the kick. Able to do that, got it above the defense, and over the post.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. Dalton here from the gun. Over the middle, complete. That's Freeman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A really nice gain of 25 yards. Dalton. 1st and 10. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
Eluding the pressure right. And avoids the contact by sliding. A 1st down throw coming for Dalton. Dancing to his left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Okay, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
Dalton throwing on 2nd down. Flushed out right. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
Partner, as a quarterback, sometimes you just got to know when the clock has gone off in your head, it's time to go. Tuck it and get all you can.
And for the Falcons, 5 men in the secondary now on 3rd. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. And he picks up the 1st down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
The Saints put up 29 points a game last year, second only to the Falcons, and they're in range to get some points on this drive as well. 1st and 10. Andy Dalton. And the ball is knocked out, and the Falcons say they have it. They do.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
Following the fumble recovery, it's Kessler. Oh, nearly a disaster there on the check down. But they'll get it back.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown them a lot of different looks here in the 1st half. They've come after them. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. 2nd and 10 now. Kessler once more. And his throw is incomplete. Austin Hooper, the tight end, was the intended target. And it's 3rd down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
The Falcons on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, Kessler. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
I know exactly why I tried to throw the ball to Julio Jones there. He's never considered covered. He's either too fast or too strong. You always try and get it to him.
Especially on those deep passes. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Taking it about the 36. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here 1st and 10. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And a pretty big hole as he's down to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
Second down, Dalton. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Freeman. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On 3rd down, here's Kamara. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. Fresh set of downs here. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Deion Jones, the linebacker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
After the interception, here's Kessler. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. It'll be a pickup of just 2, and it's a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On 2nd down, Green. There goes Green. The 40, the 30, 10 for touchdown, Falcons. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Falcons are able to show off their quick strike ability. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Flush to his right. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
A give. This is Kamara. They find some open field here. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed, and he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And his first carry, he loses the football. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. Well, he's not the starter coming in, getting his first carry off the bench. That's not the way to earn more carries.
You have to stay in the game, even if you're not on the field, right? Stay mentally sharp, stay ready. And above all, when you get into the game, hold on to the football. Don't let the other team have it.
Now Kessler. And he's taken down here by the Saints. Darren Lee in there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards. On play action, it's Kessler. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. That late in the clock, second quarter, why not just run it a time or two and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
Their D gets the INT. Now what can Dalton do? That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock.
Right up to that point, I was about to say he's had a pretty good half catching the football, but let's just be honest about it. He should have caught that one.
And he knows that. That was one right in his breadbasket and one he normally catches. Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
All right, work with me, partner. This is a classic understatement. Their execution has been very poor. Last 3 drives, 2 interceptions and a fumble. Winning football? We're not seeing it right now.
It's Kessler, and an alley to run, and he slides to avoid the hit. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ballgame.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show him one thing, hit him with something else.
And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
Second down following the run. Dalton. And some room to work. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. Nowhere to go that time. He maybe got a yard up to the 40. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back. So what will they do? On the ground, through the air, let's see. 2nd and 9. Shift together here from the D-line. And now to the air, Dalton. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
The Saints on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. From the gun, Dalton looks to throw. And the 3rd down pass falls incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the 2nd time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. Got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line. Here comes the Falcons offense. It's their first possession of the 2nd half now. They were able to get the stop defensively. Now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because that's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
On 2nd down, here's Kessler. And incomplete. But not to get too overcritical there because he knows what he's doing, but his shoulders looked a little off kilter there when he threw that.
I don't think you're being overly critical there. You're just analyzing it, and he gets those shoulders right. That pass will go from incomplete to complete.
The Falcons on 3rd down. Not good. 0 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. They fake the handoff. Now Kessler. Escaping the pressure right. And he lost the football. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around around the 17-yard line.
After that play, I think we know one quarterback will be extremely happy if his defense can hold the opposing team to a field goal here.
Really nice starting field position here for the offensive unit. Now they'll run it on the toss. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. It's second down. Dalton Lockett. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's third down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Now Will Lutz, who went to college a stone's throw from here at Georgia State, comes on for the field goal attempt. A 33-yarder from the left hash. And Lutz's kick is good. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16-10. So they recover the fumble but could not take advantage of the short field. They do get 3.
And no one ever turns down 3 points going up on the board, but the offense will go to the sidelines wondering what if, while the defense on the other side, they'll celebrate holding them to just a field goal after giving up such bad field position.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punch in the end zone without turning it over.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. They'll keep it on the ground. Green. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Every year I go to the combine and marvel at the speeds that linebackers are running nowadays. They run like DBs. And let's face it, they know how to finish plays too. Eyes up, head up, run right through them.
The Falcons on 3rd down. A pretty woeful 0 for 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Here's Kessler to throw. And finding the tight end Hooper. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. He's been quiet today in the passing game. Just his second catch.
Yeah, and people have to come up with schemes to limit him. And what a lot of teams do They'll double him, use a linebacker underneath, a safety over the top. Sometimes they'll just take a corner, maybe their third corner if he's a bigger guy, and put him on a man-to-man to try and limit his touches. Just keep mixing it up, give him different angles, different looks, like a good boxer does.
So in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, so they're going to opt to go for this thing. We'll see. Maybe a surprise pass or run. What will they do? We're about to find out. 4th down. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. 1st down. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. This time, Kessler will throw. Wide open receiver complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
On 1st down, Green. And he'll get across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
They go play action with Kessler. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. They stare up now at a 3rd and long. Kessler and company needing something big after the sack.
Let's go!
Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Falcons. They'll have the football, but trailing on the scoreboard as we get set to begin the 4th. The Falcons on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12. From the gun, it's Kessler. Going for the deep ball. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
Brandon, it's all about pace and tempo now for them. They've got the advantage, so I'm going to put musical terms for you. You don't want to go prestissimo. That's too quick, too lively, right? But you also don't want to slow it down too much. You don't want to go lento. What you really want to be is moderato. Nice and even, nice and steady, get those gains, and close out the game.
I think that chicken parm from last night's gone to your head. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up over the 25 to the 26. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. from the gun. Dalton. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. They chalk that one up as a gain of 34 on third down. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll run it now out of the gun. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You taking charge.
And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. So he loses 3 yards there. Now third down.
Now, obviously, that's some good work there defensively, being able to stop them and bringing up a key third down. But if you're on the offensive side of the ball, there's an opportunity, because I know what defensive guys are thinking right now. Just stop them, get to the ball. That means they might not be sound defensively. There could be some opportunities.
And you said key third down. Highlight that word. Put it in bold. Here we go. Dalton now to pass. And this is going to be incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense, because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one, as it's good from 56 yards out. Trailing in the fourth, this close of a game, that's a penalty you just can't afford.
It's an absolute killer, and it's one that drives coaches and teammates insane.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Gonna give this time to the tailback. He's to the 10, and he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. A great play there. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz to try to add the PAT. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And heavy contact. He is knocked down hard. Atlanta now coming out on the field. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. Kessler will try again on second down. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Charles, not to point fingers, but how much of this goes on the shoulders of the offensive line? Well, look at the 6 sacks last week. That's the 4th in this game.
Definitely the bulk of it does go on the offensive line. That's what they're tasked with doing, keeping their quarterback upright and clean in the pocket. But I think they have to look at, okay, are we bringing in extra people? Is the ball out of the quarterback's hands quick enough? There are a few other factors that they have to look at to try and help out. But you're exactly right. It starts with the O-line.
And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down. Here's Matt Bosher now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. taken from just outside the 30. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Saints add on to their lead. Lutz will look to add the extra point. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On second down now, Green. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And this is picked up by the Saints. Time for a break. We'll come back to wrap this one up after this. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
So they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And now here's a carry heading left. And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. He'll pick up only a yard there, and it'll leave him with a 3rd and 7.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. On 3rd down, it's Chambers. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as he's on to punt for New Orleans. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Very tough spot here for the offense to start.
Check number 6. Here we go now.
They go play action here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Kessler again here on 2nd and 10. Room past the 20. Caught left side by Cobb. And he's brought down.